Hey, what you got there?
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today we're hopping into battle with Baylen the Haymaker. Baylen is a rabbit warrior who cares about tokens, and this is a NAYA tokens deck. Baylen also has the potential to do many different infinite combos, which means you can build this deck all around going infinite with Baylen. That is not what this deck is. My deck is a more general tokens deck that happens to have a few infinite combos in it. If you tap 2 untapped tokens you control, you can make a mana. If you tap 3, you can draw a card. And if you tap 4, you can buff up Baylen. And the way that that goes infinite is by sinking that mana, that card draw, and everything else into making more tokens, which are then doubled through things like Anointed Procession, or Mondrak, or Parallel Lives. There's a whole lot of these doublers that are available in Arena. But you can also go infinite by using some of the various token combos like Basking Brood Scale with Rosy Cotton. Yes, Sam's wife, for some reason, huge combo enabler. You can also do something similar with Scurry Oak and Cathar's Crusade. All 4 of those cards work very great together to just make a huge number of tokens. Though you have to be careful with Scurry Oak because Scurry Oak is not a May ability, whereas Basking Brood Scale is. You put a counter on it, you can make a token to put another counter on it with these things. You do not need to, which is great because that way you can actually end the game rather than just end everything in a draw. It's better for your opponents and it's better for us. Because we are playing NAYA tokens, I get to play so many of my favorite cards in this deck, including some new ones like Garrett, Mirror of the Wild, who I would say is kind of the backup commander to this deck, where you can now tap all of your various non-token creatures to make copies of tokens. In this deck, we are running a lot of non-token creatures that generate tokens because those are some of my favorites, rather than running a lot of the Raise the Alarm and similar effects that are just a spell that makes tokens. That said, we do have a lot of spells that just make tokens because some of them are really good, like Song of Totentans, which makes big hasty rats, Pest Infestation, which destroys artifacts and enchantments and makes pests, and of course things that lock your opponent out of doing things on your turn and also make tokens like Mural. And yes, we're a go wide deck, which means that the finishers we love to have, and maybe our opponents hate to see us have, are Gentmere and Craterhoof Behemoth, just to give ourselves a little extra boost of power to finish the game. But you can also finish the game through Baylen's haymaking abilities. Virtue of Loyalty, untapping your creatures even lets you activate Baylen more times per turn. And there are other spells you can get to untap all your tokens, and they're pretty easy to fit into a build like this, since they tend to reward your go-wide strategies anyway, Convoke, and similar things. I also want to point out that Baylen's name is such a powerhouse of puns. He's Baylen, the Haymaker, like he's making hay bales. They really went all in on the bunny farmer who takes up arms. You can tell in the other art of Baylen even more. He has a scythe, he's in a big field. He's just here to harvest a little bit of wheat, and we're going to make our opponents taste the fruits of our harvest with our tasty tokens in the queue. Vorinclex Monstrous Raider makes it so they get twice as many counters on anything that has counters on their playing field. That does include things like planeswalkers, creatures, and even just battles. Yeah, it makes your battles worse if you play a Vorinclex Monstrous Raider. It also means that I will have half as many rounded down counters, so things like Virtue of Loyalty, not going to do as much. Unless I kill Vorinclex, which I am totally confident that I can do. I have some green mana, but it won't come in until turn 2. Restless Prairie. Colony Garden would also get me some turn 2 green mana. And it also gets me a token! Yay, tokens! We love those in this deck. Tokens are very important. Oh, nice. Ozolith to bank tokens. I'm actually going to pass here. Gonna try to catch them off guard with Ardenvale Fealty. Or Fateful Absence. I was hoping they would just swing in with a 1/1, but because they have Fight Rigging, they'd be putting a counter on this, which would then go on here. And I think we should just Fateful Absence. Just, there is no Gallagrators. There's nobody here to get the counters, so they can't bank the counters. Llanowar Elves. He's chilling. Cracking open the Wooded Foothills to get Forest. Yeah, wait, you're a mono green deck. Voja a loyalty. I don't have an untapped land here. I do have parallel lives, though, and I think this is a beautiful time to pop down the parallel lives to get 2 tokens off the Colony Garden, and I'll swing in for 2. They are still 2 mana off from Vorinclex, since we have cut them off from the things they had so far, and now they got some ramp. Nice, so this is why they have fetch lands, because they have landfall abilities like Nissa. They're probably also running Evolution Sage in this deck and Bristly Bill, since those work very well, proliferating more counters, or putting counters. Don't worry, I don't have counter spells. I can make so many tokens. I want to make so many tokens. Let's tap these 2 plants to make, like, just a couple extra. Adeline? Song of Totentans. I think we do Song of Totentans next turn. 1, 2, 3. If I swing in with this knight, it dies, but we get 2 more tokens that I think will survive. And I think that's worth it for the sake of extreme go wide. Because I don't think they're going to block with that Allosaurus Shepherd here. And something very nice about playing against mono green is they're not very good at wiping the board. And I'm totally fine with the Castle Ardenvale here. It would come in untapped. And the big thing I want is just a lot of mana for the Song of Totentans. Go all in. We know they have the Tireless Provisioner. They did not play it first. Oh no, wait, they got it off of this ability this turn. He's a locked hothouse. They're not going for Vorinclex. Buffing up Nissa. Saying, good game. A fine GG. Is that Restless Prairie over Song of Totentans? And a classic, everybody's attacking. Okay, yeah, go for it, kids. If they blocked Adeline, Baylen, and the Restless Prairie, they were still pretty darn dead. The power of going wide. Thank you, Parallel Lives. I appreciated those extra tokens. GG. Xenagos, God of Rebels. I'm a little worried about the fact that my opponent's name is Lantern Control, because it tells me about my... Let's say my opponent's likes and interests. They may not align with mine. I only have white mana once off of this hand, which is a little awkward. But I do have this Virtue of Loyalty on turn 2. And I'm going to want to make sure I have some big removal, like Wandering Emperor a little later on. Nice. Getting this Plains is exactly what I wanted. Xenagos is the one who doubles up the power and also adds a whole lot of toughness to creatures and gives them haste, which means that they're going to be ramping, bringing out Xenagos, and then just faces the place, hitting hard, going fast. And now I have 2 instant speed tokens. Nice. Either Virtue of Loyalty or Raise the Alarm. A Shadow Spear. Cool. Gets around Hexproof. Indestructible. I don't have that much Hexproof or Indestructible in this. Oh, looks like they want to attack for 4. Great use of a turn. They still have a blue mana up. Let's see if it's a counterspell for Baylen. Oh, wait. No, they don't have blue mana. Right, they're not a blue deck. I just saw Scalding Tarn and was like, head empty. No, Scalding Tarn can only get them red or green. You can see that my brain is just like... I have been trained mentally to see that there is one blue thing on the battlefield and be like, Wash Away is real. They can't even Mana Tithe. Ooh, Terror to the Peaks. That's an amazing card. I like it. Ah, scary noises. Ah, more scary noises. Ah, Who keeps doing this? There's so many crazy sounds. So I'm going to start by swinging in with Baylen here. I do not think they will want to block. And now I have a choice between would I like to Virtue of Loyalty, get the untap, get the buff, more likely that I die to Xenagos, play Cathar's Crusade to get silly, or just hold up Wandering Emperor to exile whatever they attack with. And I think holding up Wandering Emperor to exile whatever they attack with is the smartest move. And we have to get our second white mana off tapping these 2 tokens with Baylen. Ooh, it's Calamity! Calamity is actually like a big ol' combo with Terror of the Peaks. Alright, so they are, in fact... Just do this here. Killing Baylen. Wandering Emperor is in play. Had to do it before they go to combat. So this is, I believe, choose a target non-legendary creature that saddled it, which means I'm actually just going to, right now, hit the Terror of the Peaks. There is no Terror of the Peaks, so there's no copies of Terror of the Peaks. Calamity can still just go at face, yeah. Or you gotta hit the Wandering Emperor. They may not know how that works when you don't have the creature still out. Saddle is very, very fragile because of that. You can interrupt it very easily. Cathar's Crusade would be funny. I'm gonna start with Virtue, though. And I will buff up you, just to spread the love. Blammo. And the Untapo Slappo. Here comes Xenagos. God, old rebels. That's a big horse. They're going for face. Okay, do I... Do I just take 8? That's so risky against them. I'm gonna protect the Wandering Emperor. Oh, hey, Reese. I think I might hit Calamity with Wandering Emperor here. I'm trying to think if I have anything like crazy I can do off of these. Oh, there's no more Calamity. No more clams. Clam-itty.
My judgment is fun.
Baylen, I only have 1 white source until we go to combat. I'll swing in just with this knight. Use the mana here for Guide of Souls. And then I want to gain a life. There's Reese. We untap. And I still have 1 mana up here, not that I can do anything with it. Nice. Fanatic of Ronus can generate 4 mana. Currently only making 1 if they were to give it haste, but they can make it generate 4 by animating a land if they have something else to do with that mana. Molten Impact, killing Baylen. Okay, Baylen's bailing out. Person is killing Baylen before I can do too much else, which is probably smart. Telling you that a clam made this tea? Where's Calamity? The Wandering Emperor says, no shellfish allowed. No clams, no itties. Bye, Baylen! Yeah, they died twice. Oh, they died. So here's Cathar's Crusade. I'm gonna make but a singular rat. But oh, it's gonna be worth it. It's a good rat. Go to combat, swing with everything. And that's lethal, since they blocked in a way to protect their creatures rather than to prevent death. GG, Xenagos. Narset, Enlightened Exile. This is the Narset who is, I guess, cloning spells from the graveyard. And also, just really scary. She gives all your creatures prowess. She's really good, especially with non-token creatures, or non-token spells that make creatures. So you make more creatures, trigger the prowess, and then can recast pieces of removal from the grave. Or beyond the grave. Narset. I like that this hand has a very aggro piece and Impacall, and also has a bit of removal and Fateful Absence. There's nothing for me to destroy right now. They have made Baylen cost more mana. Dang it, Baylen. 5 mana for a bunny? That's too much mana. It's far too much mana. Impacall. I'm swinging in, getting the trigger for Impacall, getting myself a gnome. Yeah, tax the NAYA player. I'll just not play my Baylen. Chart a course? What? Chart a course? Putting spells in the graveyard? They'll probably have a bunch of haste enablers for Narset. See the truth? Oh, that gets you extra cards if you cast it from exile. I might want to hold up Fateful Absence here. Jetmir is my most aggressive play. But I think it is smarter for me to Fable of the Mirror Breaker and hold up Fateful Absence. So we're gonna get ourselves a Goblini. A fine Goblini. Pass the turn. Ah, a Fable of their very own. This is mostly me sniffing for counterspells and other interaction. Because I might be able to close out this next turn with Jetmir. So let's, I guess discard SRAM's Expertise. I don't need that. Gonna play this first in case they have a counterspell that specifically taxes for 2, like Quench. We go to combat, and Impacall is going to put us way over 9 creatures, and all my creatures are going to have +3, +0, Vigilance, Trample, and Double Strike, which is, I'll say, pretty lethal. GG. I've made a couple tweaks to this deck, and you might notice I'm wearing different clothing. That is because this recording has continued on a different day. So we're going to take Baylen into the queue with a little bit more card draw other than Baylen's abilities, and a bit more token brewing. Alright, Baylen, let's get back into the queue. Ragavan, Nimble Pilferer. Oh, it's always nice to see a monkey in the queue. And you might be thinking, Amy, why would you be matching against Ragavan with this deck? It's because I've actually switched into a different queue. Midweek Magic this week is Brawl, and I figured we would get some kind of exciting deck variety if we played in the Midweek Magic queues. That's exactly what I'm doing. We are going to go try our best against whatever people are willing to play in the Midweek Magic, which is not subject to the same matchmaking that the regular Brawl queue is. So Ragavan's probably just going to kill and steal and steal and kill and kill and steal. I thought maybe I was safe with a little turn 1 play here. How wrong I was. It's okay. We have removal for monkey. We love to have a little monkey removal. Yes, all of my decks are so ready to play against Ragavan. That's fine. They can just put it back. They have a treasure. They could even dash it out again. Or play it next turn. Or else Disciple. Nice. Makes lightning bolts in deck. I don't have any good blocks against it, though. Let's see. We can go for Mondrak, Baylen, Welcoming Vampire, or just start spitting at Scoots. Just a couple wee blockers. Oh, I see. I only have the Pain Land there. I'm going to bring out Mondrak. Since it's a 4/4, it can block 4 else Disciple, though it will probably be dying for a combination of blocks and burn, since I don't have a way to protect it. Normally you can make it indestructible, but I don't need my token doublers. I'm running so many token doublers in this deck. Okay, Lightning Strike. Mondrak, we take out the Disciple. They have 3 mana left. Is it time for Ragavan? No, Earthshaker Kenra, who has haste and stops a block from a creature. Sure. Gotta adjust my microphone up. Apologies for the strange sounds. One Scooty Patootie. Need to block somehow to prevent damage. And I do have Elspeth coming up next turn to just start spitting out tons and tons and tons and tons of tokens. It's a Scooty Patootie. It is. Ooh, or potentially killing that dragon. Since it makes these treasures each tap for 2. Anax would also die, since I have 5 devotion. See if we get a land. I did get a land. That starts duplicating my Scoots. Bringing out Elspeth. I'm going to destroy their 2 creatures that have a power 4 or greater. She's so nice in a tokens deck. The Mousebeth, with her little, +1, spit out all the soldiers. You made a bunch of satyrs. Are you a satyr hater? I can't protect her. That's fine. Kenra's going for face. I'm down with killing this. This does have the ability to come back as a 4/4. All I have is 3 drops. Maybe they want to bring that Blast Zone up to 3. You like the Mousebeth? I'm happy that we have Elspeth Sun's Champion in Arena now. This art is very cute, too. Oh, one of their generated lightning bolts. But now their hand is empty, and they did not do anything, which means they're going for X = 3 on the Blast Zone. Because we kind of know that's what they're planning on doing. They did not play the Ragavan. I'm not going to play my other 2 3-drops. Just going to swing at face. And definitely not have a Wandering Emperor in my hands. Hahaha, yeah, who would do something like that? Play the Wandering Emperor. Hi, Ragavan! Ooh, they're dashing! Well, the Wandering Emperor, I could either exile it. I think it's actually better to just use up a little bit less of her loyalty to make a samurai and block. Boop, 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 boop. He's a rather dashing monkey. Oh, March of the Many Guys. I do like March of the Many Guys. I am going to risk playing another one of my 3-drops here, because I would like to draw a card. Okay, we got Wedding Announcement. Yet another 3-drop. I think I leave everything back rather than just getting the 3 damage in here. to maximize what I get off in March of the Multitudes, which is currently X equals 4. Let me crack this open first. And in response, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or I could do X equals 3 to keep the Samurai alive just so I have a better blocker. But nah. Go wide. I don't need to protect the Wandering Emperor. This also draws me a card off the Welcoming Vampire. Oh, and they're giving up. It turns out that the deck that generates a lot of 1/1s is good at blocking the 2/1. GG. Gwenna, Eyes of Gaia, a mono green deck that's going to ramp and ramp and ramp and ramp and ramp. I have a little bit of early game removal, which will be good to hit, well, possibly a Llanowar Elves or a Birds of Paradise, whatever they're trying to do to get Gwenna out on turn 2, because I would say that that is probably the strategy for them. Gwenna on 2, big boys on 3. Okay, Allosaurus Shepherd, I'm just gonna let you guys in on a secret. My deck doesn't have any counter spells in it. I know. So very disappointing to all of you. Nice. Got ourselves lands. Oh, they have this the Mouse Speth as their sleeve. That's so cute. This can also pump up their elves, and their commander is an elf. Hello, Gwenna? Gwenna? Hello? Hello, howdy, yeehaw. Blow a kiss, blow a kiss, blow a kiss. Okay, they're here. I think Adeline is a pretty nice card here. It can block well, it can attack very well, and it generates tokens for us. Yeah, that pause is like the, just give me a second. Ooh, they have a Castle Garenbrig to further accelerate their mana. That's pretty nice. I'm trying to decide if I want to hide the Spring Heart or not. It's unlikely that they have too much removal, but I could set up something cheeky with Kierid later. I'm just going to play it to maximize Adeline's damage here. Swords to Plowshares on Gwenna. Landfall pre-combat, because I would like to have more creatures for Adeline's power. Swing in for 5? 4. Yeah, no, 5, because the human token. Scale Speaker Shepherd gets them a dinosaur. They've got lots of good dinos to choose from, too. Does Castle Garenbrig tap for 6 automatically? It will automatically do the thing if it otherwise is like you'd be tapping the same number of lands. Like, it'll even float the extra mana. Let's grab another white source. Ooh, Tireless Provisioner. You make some very nice tokens. Going to swing in with all of these. Trying to get the Spring Heart and Nantuko to take a block. They're not falling for it, though. I do kind of want just more damage, though. That's why this Wandering Emperor is so tempting. The Wandering Temperer. Baylen. Yeah, Auto Tapper will consider the ability for Garenbrig. If you're asking, like, do I have to think about it? The answer is usually not. It's like you saw right there, Gwenna only costs 5, but because it was using that type of mana, it even generated 1 extra. Tireless Provisioner. Sulkin then. Making treasures. Tappable treasures. Kierid. Gonna tap and make a copy of these treasures here. Go to combat with Baylen and Adeline. She does have vigilance, so I could tap her post-combat, get multiple extra treasure. Well, let's see, I've got 2 buffs I could put onto Baylen. That's quite a bit. Okay, I'm going to first make another treasure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not quite lethal, but that's 2 life. That's 2 life remaining. She's a little top heavy. Yeah, she is. I actually like the idea of putting a vigilance enabler into this deck. Something like the War of the Spark of Johnny. Just so you can get more taps on your vigilant tokens. I think that makes even more sense in like a Gira deck. Oh wait, things are happening. All right, they played a... How did they... I was trying to figure out where it came. It came from the Scale Speaker Shepherd. I was like, that's not a legal card in this deck. They happened to hit, by the way, a Nyx Bloom Ancient on the free cast, which means now they have all of the mana ever. Especially since this will be untapping for each creature that casts with a power 5 or greater. And she taps for 6 mana each time? Sheesh, okay, great. An ornery Tumblewag. Outcast Trailblazer. Doesn't untap Gwenna, but they are going wide. They are drawing cards. They will get to put a +1/+1 counter on something. And that Fateful Absence took my Baylen out. But it did give me a clue. Yeah, with how wide I am, it's just a matter of, like, can I get through here? So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blockers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 attackers. I can take out one of their blockers. I'm going to take out the Nyx Bloom Ancient. And I'm going to go to combat with each of these. We get the extra attacker off of Adeline. And even if just 1/1/1 goes through, we can make a hit for 2 damage. Yeah, we got the extra attacker off Adeline. Right here, we are hitting for lethal. All 2 damage. Sometimes you just gotta go wide in order to end the game. GG, Gwenna. Jisa and Geralt, a zombie-loving duo, though they like very different types of zombies. When they're together, they mill you, and then they let you cast a zombie from your graveyard each turn. I really like this. We got a good curve for the start of the game. Getting at Absence Pilgrim, a Johnny, and Baylen, maybe even making double tokens somewhere along the way. I might want to play a Johnny after Baylen in the Parallel Lives, since I think Baylen is probably going to absorb some removal from them. Hey guys. Just a brother and sister who hate each other very much, but they still send each other letters, like, every day. I love that dynamic. The, like, aggressive siblings that have a good bit of love-hate. That's a true sibling dynamic. You like their Thunder Junction side story? I think they had a Phyrexia All-Be-One side story, too. Or maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. Parallel Lives. Ready for double the tokens and double the fun. Baylen's like, yes, more tokens. Oh, it was a March of the Machine side story. Right, that would make sense, because it would be during the invasion. Their zombies have now been lorded. They got themselves a Lord of the Accoist. Well, I got me 2 cats. Well, actually 3 cats. Meow, meow, meow. That means I have 1, 2, 3, 4 mana, potentially. I don't really need the Witch Enchanter here. Ooh, Nantuko. Nice. Are any of the stories on audiobook? Wizards of the Coast did have somebody record audio versions of some of them, but I'm not actually sure which ones. Yeah, screen reader should work. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana here. So I think I'm gonna do something kind of cheeky to flip a Johnny. That works. Oh, I just realized, oh, I don't have another green source. That's fine, I'll just make cats. Okay, the other green source is, like, coming from the insect tokens. But we can hoof next turn. Making her zombies fly. See, look, the flip to Johnny wouldn't have been safe anyway. Oh, I see. It's because I let it tap this for colorless, so it wouldn't hurt me. That's okay. Hoof time. Time for hoof. There's always time for hoof. It's just a lovely time to have. It's time for hoof. Now this could get countered. They have blue mana up. No, it didn't. It did not get countered. So we swing in for some numbers worth of damage. There's going to be a lot of games that end with hoof or Jetmir when you're playing tokens. Yeah, the only cats we shouldn't be making is Cats the movie. I firmly agree. GG. I mean, like, their name is G&G, but, like, GG. Torbrand, Thane of Red Fell. Torbrand increases your damage from red sources by 2, turning those bolts into lava axes. Yeah, that sounds about right. I have a turn 1 Reese. I guess that's all that I care about. I love a turn 1 Reese. I'm going to be paying a bunch of life here, which is kind of risky against them, but, like, sometimes you just gotta throw down so you can make some tokens. It's also just a good 1-drop. Hi, Reese. Reese is one of my favorite tokens commanders. Reese and Amara, both really great. I love Selesnya. Surprising nobody, Amy likes Selesnya. We're gonna get some green. Untap. Make a signet. Gonna kill Reese. They are stepping on him. Sweet. Reckless Impulse gets them 2 more cards. They can play these. I guess next turn they'll play the Godric. Godric's pretty great. I could hold up Wandering Emperor as a way to exile Godric. I think that's fair. Since I think the best move for them will be play the Godric and attack with Godric. He's got haste. If they have a little bit of burn to follow up, they can kill the Wandering Emperor after, but I'll have taken out the 3/3 that becomes a 4/4 big dragon dude. They're saying nice. Thanks. Look at that. Saying nice things out here. Rabble Rousing with no attacking creatures is actually very chill with me here, because I have Song of Totentans next turn. Oh, hey, Ragavan. Ragavan. Looks like I could minus. Kind of just like expecting the bolt, but no, Song of Toadhands with the fast rats. Ooh, I want to go wide. They could play like an Anger of the Gods and then sweep the board, but I'll have felt satisfaction. So this has haste. Yeah, I guess I should have made the little vigilant dude. But I think if I did that, they probably would have had a different play.
Done for good.
Wooded Foothills, love Pay and Life. Yeah, you know what? Let's go for a Shockland. We love a Shockland here. Selesnya. Since we love it so much. We love Selesnya. X equals 5 on the Song of Totentans. Making 5/1/1 rats. And then swinging with 5/1/1 rats. Rabble Rousing sees 5 attacking creatures. Gets me 5 citizen tokens. And here's the monkey. I wish we had something bigger on this. Like if we had a... Oh my god. Crater Hoof Behemoth under Rabble Rousing is so fun. Next turn, if we play Baylen, we also have tons of cards. Tons of buffs. We got all the stuff we want for Baylen. Torbran, who goes fast. I don't need to block. So I won't block. Light up the stage, get some a little more card advantage, but it's nothing they can do. We just have lethal. We swing in, Rabble Rousing gets us twice as many attacking, or twice as many creatures. Or I shouldn't say we have lethal here, but like we have protection. Oh, play with fire. Sure. We have protection, and Baylen can just like chill and vibe and hang. And yes, even through like a stomp, we still have protection. I guess we could also draw some cards. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. What do we got? 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, that would have been great before. Tap some of those. You know what? I'll just do this now, so like they don't have to be forced to wait. Like, here, this is what I have. I'm not here. Rabble Rousing's funny. Yeah, even things that stop damage prevention don't go through Teferi's protection because it has this pesky little your life total can't change. It's great text to have, and I love to have it. GG, Torbran. Voja, Jaws of the Conclave isn't what I want to be matching up against because the best strategy against Voja is spot removal early on and board wipes. And I kind of have one board wipe in this deck, but not quite enough. I am still willing to keep this hand, though, even though I'm on the draw, because I have the nice combination of going super wide, getting a little bit of ramp, and then maybe finishing them off with Jetmir. Like, I might go to, like, 1 life in the meantime. Sometimes you just gotta believe in the heart of the cards. Basking Brood Scale. That's the boy that's in my deck that does combo things. It's a go wide mirror. Yeah, they are the elves and wolves. The more elves and wolves you have, the more buffs you get, the more cards you draw. Also, Ward 3. What's my board wipe? Mousebeth. Oh! Speaking of the devil, there she is. This is my board wipe in this deck. Elspeth, Sun's Champion. Which means I should probably be going for ramp. Admittedly, I'll tokens her ramp with Baylen. It can kill Voja. Can't kill Nessa. Not until this attacks, though. I can like wait until they attack, buff everything up, and then do it. Okay, Tireless Provisioner's off the battlefield. Elspeth does kill Baylen in this deck, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Also kind of like just bringing her out and spitting out tokens and tokens and tokens and tokens, trying to get to that -7. Not yet. I'm gonna go... They're a very slow start for what they are, so I'm gonna try to get on my Baylen game plan. can get 9 creatures. Ooh, the +3/+0 vigilance trample double strike. Wow, they're spending that on killing Baylen. Okay. Elvish War Master to make more elves. This person has very much been avoiding playing Voja, which to me is kind of strange. I don't think they'll want to trade their War Master with Torrens, but maybe they will. And they did, which I'm very happy about. Let's see if they have a haste enabler for it. Nope, just Nissa swinging in for another 3. Is Chichiro a playable commander in Brawl? Like, my opinion of it? No, it's just a fact. It's just not available in the format. Sorry. Like, it's just not here. I actually kind of like everything here. I'm gonna drop the rhythm. This is the rhythm of the wild. I need 1 more mana to play Elspeth. Why have 1 when I can get 2? Yeah, Chichiro was the pre-con commander for Modify, right? If it's the one I'm thinking of. It's straight up just not in Arena. Now we're going Ocelot Pride. I can survive a hit here. And the pride's going wild. Yeah, I play a modified deck in paper. It's my Helana and Elena deck. Chichiro's the snake guy. Once again, killing Baylen. Maybe they should have saved that spot removal for Jetmir. But they didn't know. They didn't know I had a Jetmir. They had no way of knowing the evil our deck contains. Go wide, my sweet kitty cats! And various other beasties. There's Goblin in there. Whatever. They all have Double Strike and Trample and +3/+0 and Vigilance. Get them! Get them! End their whole career! The Ocelot ain't so little anymore. He's finally become the Ocelot! GG, Voja! Glad you didn't have a fast start. That would have been a lot harder. Emperor Apatsek Ently the 4th. We do go first here, which is pretty nice because this is an aggressive NAYA deck. I have my nerfed Ocelot Pride in hand, which is part of why I kept this. This card, even on turn 2, is still pretty dang nice. Elspeth may be a good card for me to have, but I just won't have the mana to play it, so I'm putting her in the graveyard. It's one of those cards where it's like, yes, this does kill many of the things in their deck because they care about power 4 or more. Also toughness 4 or more. Also mana value 4 or more. They just like 4s. Like a lot. Good for 4s. Selesnya Land, Ocelot Kitten, meow meow. Ooh, Lotus Cobra, landfall, getting mana. I could either attack and or I could make more cats. Or I could just, like, play Baylen. I guess I'll just play Baylen here. Kitty, kitty, cat. Is it a Potsec time? I didn't say it dramatically enough. Emperor Potsec Intley the Fourth! I still haven't built this as a commander. I'm kind of surprised because I'm like very into Naya Stompy stuff. Oh, okay, cultivate. That'll get them another land into play, another floating mana. Also another land in hand. Bloop, bloop. What are we gonna cast for 2? More ramp, maybe? Oh, Poison Dart Frog! I love Poison Dart Frog. Love the PDF. See if they want to double block. Double blocking the Ocelot Pride. They did not, which means that we can get some more tokens. I could either go for double tokens or just making additional copies. I'm going to go for Mondrak here. Just grab green. Because I think that off of Cathar's Crusade next turn, that could be really fun. Because it made 6 cats. Like, Baylen is now giving me all the mana I could ever want. I can even draw some cards here. Maybe buff up a dude. It'd be sweet. I can make mana, sacrifice these, make Mondrak indestructible. We have choices. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana available. They could play something that gains them 4 life, gets haste, and puts another card into hand. That's a great one! Or Chasm. Or Chasm, if it hits us, you get lands and creatures, and since it has haste... Yeah, they're not attacking. They know what's up. Let's draw a card. Cool, Tireless Provisioner. Let's beef. Beef it up! I love some beef. Oh! Am I born to Norn? Yeah, I think I'm born to Norn. Bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop. Nice god you have there. Practically the size of a kitty cat. Emperor Potsec is just like, they didn't teach me what to do when this happens. You die. That's what you do. GG. Tameo Field Researcher. Like many Tameos, this one's a pain in the butt. This is the one that is typically proliferated. It can plus to make it so creatures dealing damage draw them cards, and it can minus to lock things down. But really what they're trying to do is they're trying to get to this ultimate ability, which lets them cast all of their spells for free forever. Between you and the 1-mana Tameo, I don't have any love left for this character. Maybe at one point I felt Tameo, you know, she was a pretty cool guy. She adopts kids and doesn't afraid of anything. But now, she's a monster. Okay, Esper Sentinel. Gonna make this Arcane Signet draw them a card if I try to play it next turn. I might still go for it, though. I could just go for Colony Garden. It's one of those things where it's like, then I could go into the Stram's expertise, they would be drawing more cards, and I really don't want them to have access to those cards. So I think I'll just Colony Garden, swing for 1. Boop. It was Emrakul's influence. This is her hunting down the clues on Tameo. Nice bird. I wish we got the sexy Birds of Paradise in Arena. And don't be coy, you know which one I'm talking about. You know which one is the sexy Birds of Paradise. It's the one from Ravnica Remastered, the anime one. It's really good. It's just like, it's a very like bedroom eyes, like big puffed out chest bird. I love that bird. Hi, Tamio! Tamio's making it so if either of these 1/1s deal any damage, they will be drawing cards. Now, I'm no expert, but I kind of want to make a lot of creatures here. It's like, I want to like lay into this Jetmir next turn. I could also just like play the Jetmir this turn. And ideally, I would be playing the land after for the Scoot Swarm. But I'm going to play it first. We're going to go for the Welcoming Vampire. I can pay the 1. Can and do. Yeah, the bird's giving you a little look. Do you want to draw 2 cards? Ah! Also, there could just be a board wipe here, which... Ugh. You know how it is. Sometimes you say goodbye, you say farewell. Or you get fumigated! I went as wide as I could. Hoping for Jetmir! And failing to Jetmir. He's now ever approaching lethal. Bug. Oh, look at you, Mr. Free Counter Spells. Pay the 5. You have to. They can make it so they draw a card off Baylen. Don't you love counter spells? Whoa, 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 it's counter spells and board wipes. 2 things.
Patience fosters wisdom.
They draw a card. Give you the bop. Not the Birds of Paradise bop, the other, the one where we're bopping her in the face. Make a couple of beautiful ladies, the Angel Warriors. Maybe I could even flip over my Legion's Landing next turn. Oracle of the Alpha. Yeah, I had to keep her off ult. That's why we had to attack. And now they got a bunch of little critters here. Alright. If that flips, we do get the ability to make a token, and they conceded. No. Okay, yeah. Vadrik, Astral Archmage. Discounts your instants and sorceries, allowing you to cast them for less and less mana the more he grows. And he gets counters on him as the game goes on when it becomes daytime, nighttime, nighttime, daytime. Very much rewarding you for sitting there and passing the turn so it becomes nighttime, while your opponent takes some game actions, you counter their spells, you kill their stuff, and then it's daytime once more. I'm gonna try and go wide here. Die! Yeah, get him plant token. I don't actually have any green mana here, but I do have some good go wide. Ooh, Johnny. I could have bolted this in case of a taxing for 1 spell, but this is coming in tapped. I want to save that for next turn, potentially getting the 1000 Moon Smithy out. Oh, we are so wide. Come on, deck the bow ties. Go for it. Pew, 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 pew. If I am more worried about counterspells, we go for Wandering Emperor. Less worried, 1000 Moon Smithy. They didn't counter a Johnny. Which makes me wonder if they have a damage to everything style board wipe. A Anger of the Gods, Brotherhood's End, Storm's Wrath. Or if it's just Vadrik who's about to get his booty beat. Alright, I gotta land here. So I have the choice between flipping this or just rabble-rousing. I'm gonna decline. Since I got this land, and Baylen's like, what about me? Yeah, what about you, Baylen? Mural, yes! So Mural here is going to be very strong because it's going to prevent them from casting things on our turn. Now, Vadrik could be a Storm deck. They could be just looking to cast things purely on their turn, but also they had to block this if they wanted it to survive because, you know, the whole +6... Actually, +7/+7. Yeah, they're dead. Super dead. Miriam, Sentinel Worm! This is the dragon that clones your dragons. I have one of the 2 pieces of my infinite combo, and I would love to get some footage of the infinite combo in this video. So I'm going to keep this hand, and we're going to try our best to find Rosie or Cathar's Crusade so we can grow a small army of lizards and spawns. It's actually just 1 lizard, but infinite spawns. And 1 lizard that gets like really big. Big lizard. 2 mana. And Miriam's typically ramp early, a couple board wipes, and then dragons. Sometimes it's more of a dragon synergy deck. Sometimes it's only running a few dragons. Okay. That can get them dragons. It did! I got them old Gnawbones! I got this. Thank you. Warrior. Go wide, my sweets. Boop, boop. If I can get the double out, or each token suddenly becomes 4 tokens. That'll be so great. So they're ramping. They might attack again with the Warmonger just to get another dragon. Even though it would die to Mondrak. They do not want to do that. Okay, Anointed Procession. Shocking in this land, because it is going to get me 4 treasures. I'm going to pay 2 mana here to get 4 mana. I'm going to bring out Baylen. I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3. Draw a card. Okay, Guide of Souls. No. I love how it's just like, hey, you sure? You sure you don't want to do this? Like, you want to do this now? I think they trade into it, and I don't think we're at the point here where we'd be trying to, go for the infinite. Because I think we just kind of have the board state pretty well secured, not fully secured, decent enough. They could throw down Miriam. 1 big old dragon with ward 2. No, they're going for the wipe. Okay, so we're going to sacrifice some stuff. This is what I was kind of hoping they wouldn't do. But fully expect it. My token doublers are still in play, just my token makers are gone. R.I.P. my beautiful token makers. I guess, like, I have this as a token maker. I have this, and I have this. Are you gonna counter Taurens? Oh, they might. Essence capture, but nothing to capture the essence with. Though there are some dragons with haste, I'm just gonna throw down this Wandering Emperor while I know that Mondrak and everybody else are on the battlefield because I want the double because it makes me feel good. And attacking again. If you're wondering, hey, Amy, why not wait with your Wandering Emperor? Passing priority lets me have my fingies free so I can do this. Rin and Seri inseparable. While this is a good hand against a fellow tokens deck, them being cats and dogs, where we are all the types of tokens, I'd really like to get to do one of the combos in this deck, so I'm going to mulligan to try and find one. Rhythm of the Wild giving us haste. We can double our tokens. We got Legion's Landing. We got Battle for Bretta Guide, which is great since we have many differently named tokens here. Mulligan! Rabble-rousing. Brood Scale, that's one half of the combo. We just gotta find ourselves Rosie or Cathar's Crusade. Hi. Rin and Seri is whenever you cast a cat, you get a dog. Whenever you cast a dog, you get a cat. And Rin and Seri can deal damage and gain life based on the number of cats and dogs you have. If this were not 4 mana, it would be a much, much better card. Or if it had haste, something like that. But Rin and Seri can be a little awkward to play with. Though, still, you know, it's fun in NAYA. And it lets you play cats and dogs! Kitties and puppies! We love kitties and puppies here. I'm gonna play Warleader's Call. Make my birds bigger. Embiggen my birds. Birds embiggened. Chromatic Lantern for fixin'. Witch Enchanter, so there's no Chromatic Lantern. Also 1 damage to face. They already have pretty good fixing to start, though. Cats and dogs living together. You think they're running the card Mass Hysteria? Oh, hey, Impact Tremors. I'm you, but bigger. Ranger class. That makes a wolf. That's... It's not a dog. Yeah, okay. I'm going to put down Warrior on this. And I'm going to use this Fable the Mirror Breaker as a way to attempt to hunt down the other combo pieces this next turn. Because again, I just want to do the combo once on the video. So Basking Brood Scale, we got it. I can get rid of these 2 cards, despite them actually being very, very good for me, especially like Warleader's Call, Rabble Rousing, like, that ends games. A dog is almost a wolf, and a wolf is almost a dog. Oh, hey, Roxanne. Are you gonna throw a rock at my Birds of Paradise? We also get Bopped. Roxanne's also, like, she is a cat, so she's fine in here. I'll drop you 2. That's just a land. Rabble Rousing. Are you in here anywhere? No. Okay, a Johnny. Swinging in with everything. They take it. I like that Roxanne is a cat. Yeah, she can go here. She can go in any cat's deck. Well, any cat's deck that has Rule in its mana. Rin and Seri, we get booped again. Intangible Virtue to buff the Buppy token. And any other tokens. Roxanne does not want to lose her life here. Or maybe she does. No, my token! I'm not blocking. I didn't find the thing. So I guess we'll just attack with everything. Wait, I can try this. Alright, I'm gonna try the Turn Timber Symbiosis. Wait! It was off by 1, right? Oh no, it was lethal attacking in. Right, the creatures do damage. And then also we get more creatures, and then they do more damage. I tried. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you liked seeing Baylen in action. Even though I tried really hard to get a game on film where I was doing the combos I described at the opening, I'm sorry I wasn't able to pull it off. And also, I'm sorry I tweaked the deck a little bit between recording sessions. The version that is in the description is this version. It's not very different. You can also make lots of changes in this deck. One of the funnest things I think you can do in this deck is actually take out some of the pieces that help protect your deck, like Rhythm of the Wild, and add in more cards that just make tokens on turn 2. So you can curve into Baylen, where you have like turn 1, maybe something that makes a token, Legion's Landing, turn 2, more tokens, turn 3, Baylen, and then you just start casting more and more stuff by tapping all those tokens that you've generated. Baylen is a very fun and flexible deck, and I think that he's powerful. These 3 abilities are good enough on their own. Being able to generate mana, get card draw, or buff up Baylen means that you have 3 different approaches to what you can be trying to do with all of your tokens. My personal preference is to just hit face, but other people are definitely going to be more into doing the combo style, searching out all the pieces, going for the doubles, even playing cards like O'Hare Talk to get triple the creature tokens, and you can play even more big finishers like Craterhoof Behemoth. There's also cards like Enrace Forerunners and Moonshaker Cavalry, which you can put into this deck in these colors, and all of them would let you get a huge swing in with Baylen the Haymaker. I also do want to say thank you to everybody who suggested Baylen. It was a very fun deck to get to brew. And also, thank you, Wizards of the Coast, for putting so many puns into Baylen's name. I think I mentioned this someplace in the video, but while we were recording, I found out that Baylen apparently uses they, them pronouns. I'm sorry if I goofed that up in the video. I found out partway through recording. So just a fun thing to note. Baylen is, I guess, a non-binary bunny who hits people with farming equipment. Wow. Aren't we all? If you'd like to suggest a commander, please let me know in the comments, especially if it's a commander from Bloomburrow or Modern Horizons 3 or Thunder Junction, any of the recent sets. There are a lot of commanders I haven't gotten to yet. And thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day!